Sunday morning. With us today is Congressman Peter King, and one great congressman, served in the United States of America almost 30 years, and a member of chairman of Homeland Security, and loves America. Well, Peter King, what's our subject matter for Sunday morning?
Well, John, you and I have been talking about this, and I just think, despite what some Republicans or people in the public might think, I think it's a dangerous precedent to require President Clinton or any former president to testify before Congress, especially when there's not any allegation at all that any crime has been committed. We've gone over 200 years. A president has never been required to testify before Congress before. There's a reason for that. And I think to break that precedent because of newspaper talk and because of a horrible scandal, Epstein was a horrible person. He was an evil person. But to say that anyone who was associated with him in any way, if they had no knowledge of what he was doing, why they should be called in. Now, it would be different. Maybe it would be different if people said that they knew that Bill Clinton was involved or Bill Clinton knew what was going on. There's no evidence of that at all. So to bring him in is such a dangerous precedent. And Hillary Clinton, she's the wife of someone who apparently had no idea what was going on. She got called in also. To me, we're really going now here on guilt by association rather than guilt by conduct. There's no evidence of any improper conduct by Bill Clinton. And yet, for the first time in more than 200 years, a president of the United States has been called in to testify before Congress. To me, it's a mistake that we're going to come back to ruin the future. And we shouldn't get caught up in the hysteria of the times. Whatever has to be done going after Epstein is one thing. But even opening up all these files, traditionally, historically, criminal files are not opened up because they include every bit of gossip and hearsay and rumor and innuendo that's thrown in there. And it's the job of the prosecutors over the years to see what's right and what's not, and that's what you charge someone with. So it's a dangerous path we're going down, and we should be very careful in how far we go. But in any event, I did not think it was right to call President Clinton as to make him testify. And you're right, I'm a friend of Bill Clinton, you're a friend of Bill Clinton, but even if you were not my friend, I would say the exact same thing.
Well, Congressman, I agree with you 110%. I'm a friend of Bill Clinton's, and you are a friend of Bill Clinton's, and the fact is there is no crime, and otherwise we're going to go on and on and on with Republicans fighting with Democrats and Democrats fighting with Republicans, and if there's a crime, I can understand it. But just to try to embarrass the other side both ways, I think it's wrong. It's a wrong way for Washington to act.
No, it really is. I mean, suppose John Kennedy was still alive today. Would we be going back into the affairs that he apparently had in the White House, including with White House employees? Would you bring him in yet? Would you bring in his wife if she was still alive? Would you bring in his children? I mean, where's this going to end? There are allegations that Dwight Eisenhower had an affair with his driver. Female driver during World War II.
There's allegations that Franklin Delano Roosevelt had affairs because there was allegations his wife liked other people.
Yeah, exactly. That was, I think her name was Hickok, was a friend of Eleanor Roosevelt. So, I mean, all of that is so, the past is past. Again, if we're talking about a serious crime, that's one thing. If we're talking about rumors and gossip and innuendo, and that's all it is. Right now, listen, somebody comes up with solid evidence about Bill Clinton, then you can consider whether or not he should be brought in to testify. I still think it's dangerous to do that, and it's never been done before. And the same with President Trump, no matter who it is. But right now, all this is they said his name was mentioned hundreds of times in the Epstein files.
Big deal.
Probably any number of people. Yeah, I mean, Epstein, unfortunately, was a fixture around New York, and he was, whether it was clergy, whether it was educators, whether it was scientists, whether it was athletes or whatever, people did have contact with Jeffrey Epstein, and there's no indication that almost any of them had any idea of what was going on, especially at the time they were with him. And he was, if we're talking about he had a controversial background at the time, yeah, there's a lot of people like that. But the fact is, as far as crimes, as far as being a pedophile, there's not a hint of evidence that Bill Clinton had any knowledge of that at all, never mind be involved in it. Same with Hillary Clinton, and also with President Trump. So, to me, if we're going to be saying a former president should be called in by any bit of innuendo or gossip, or because he happened at one time to be a friend of a person who was later convicted of a crime, wow, that is a dangerous step to go down. And it's the type of thing which, to me, really thrives in third world countries and banana republics where you want to go after former leaders.
Congressman Peter King, thank you for calling in this Sunday morning. And I agree with you 110%. We're both friends of the Clintons, but I would say that about any president. And let's bring peace to our country. Thank you so much.
Thank you, John.